Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Mafex ROBOCOP number 225 Renewal version. And this isn't a new figure, but I haven't had a ROBOCOP that I was satisfied with, and when I saw this was available at Big Bad Toy Store still, I figured, what the heck? What the heck, I'm gonna take the plunge, and it's still available as far as I know, so I'll put a link in the description below, but I don't know if you want to buy it. Don't ever say I was a shill. I don't know if you want to buy this thing. Gonna put that out there right now, but it's a very subjective thing. I think, maybe, I don't know. I know a lot of you, any of you who are into ROBOCOP are probably into it more than I am, but we'll get into it. So let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. All right, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. Pretty good packaging. I think I like the pose of the figure down here. I like that the figure is front and center. You get to see everything you need. Logo up there. I like it. On the side, another pose, maybe a little bit too pelvis forward, but still a pose. And then on the back, you get to see a bunch of the figure. I think it looks really good. It actually reminds me just of the old movie, old 90s, 80s movies and posters and things. And maybe that's just because it's ROBOCOP. I don't know. Maybe it's because there's a lot of gradient masking going on here. Something about it, I like it. Maybe it's just ROBOCOP, I don't know. Decent package though. I want to save this though. I want to set this right here because we're going to need to look at that. Because now it's time to look at ROBOCOP himself. Now here's my thing, and some of you ROBOCOP people might not like this, some of you will, I don't know. I'm not that big on ROBOCOP. I think it is on paper a very good movie. It's never worked for me that well. Like, I think it's fine, but I've never been like, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. I really like the concept. I really like the character. The movie's just fine for me. Not the point. Point is, 2 and 3, I hate. I know some of you really like 2. 3, I don't think anybody liked, but I liked 1 well enough, is my point. In 1, he didn't have a lot of freaking purple on him, or teal. And he was mostly silver, and that's what the packaging shows and all the promo artwork shows. He's just silver. There's the tiniest little hint of colors. A little bit, you can see a little bit of purple there, a little bit of blue above that, but he is mostly just silver, and that's what I remember him looking like in the movie, and I'll have to check, but I'm almost positive I'm right. He got way more colorful as the movies went on, if memory serves. I think he went from blue to almost completely blue and purple. Either way, this has so much freaking purple on it, so my question for you guys is, if you've been following ROBOCOP figures more than I have, which is most likely the case, is the Renewal version, is that the reason it has all this extra purple and crap on it? Did the original release not have that? I need to know, because this isn't going to work for me unless I really can't get that original version. So, to connect this to the very beginning, if I knew it was all purpley like this, I wouldn't have purchased it. There's way too much freaking purple on here, by a lot, for my liking. If I can't get the regular one, if it exists, will I still stick this on the shelf? Sure. Will I try to repaint it? Probably. I'll just airbrush silver, and it'll be fine. But this purple is not working for me, so I wanted to get that out of the way. There's a lot of purple on here, and unless I'm going insane, ROBOCOP 1 did not have purple. So, ROBOCOP people, let me know in the comment section below. Now, that being said, I think this looks great. Honestly, I think this is probably one of the best looking ROBOCOP figures that's been released in terms of the sculpt and proportioning, and we'll get into the posability later, but I have not been satisfied until now, really. Is it absolutely perfect? No, but I think they got a lot of the important things done correctly that makes it look good. NECA's head is weird. NECA's head is too tiny and pinched in. And I think actually Haya's is pretty darn good, but it's too little for my liking. And this is the perfect thing for me as far as size goes. So let's do a size measurement. He comes in at just over 6.5, we'll call it 6 5/8 inches, and that's going to be about 17 centimeters roughly. Now that's going to be too small for Marvel Legends, but it could be fudged, but it's definitely going to be fine for your import collection, and that's what I was really looking for anyway with this guy. Would I like him to be another ½ inch taller? Probably, maybe only 3/8 or 1/4, but I think he looks pretty darn good. They've got this squatty look because he did look fairly squatty in the movie, even though he was taller than everyone else. He had that kind of brickish look, and this has it. And it looks better once you pose it, obviously. You already saw that. But I like it. I like the gloss on the gloves. I like that the helmet I think the whole guy could have been probably a little bit shinier like this, but I think that the helmet shape is really nice, and it's got a little bit of that gloss on top of the silver, and that looks really good. The rest of him doesn't seem to have that extra little bit of gloss, but it's still really shiny and looks awesome. If it wasn't for that damn purple, I would be just smitten with this guy. I still kind of am, because I think the sculpt work for the mouth also, that's just as good as it's gonna get. That looks awesome. That head sculpt is... Now, I don't have the most extensive experience with RoboCop figures, but this head sculpt is the best one I've seen, and it's not even close. Again, the Hio one's pretty good, but it's smaller, so you have to consider that. But this looks damn good. So, all of that being said, I hate the purple. And there's not even that much teal. If it was just like the little bits of teal that are on there that you can barely see, I'd be okay with it. But there's so much purple, and it's so purple. But it's not everywhere either. Okay, so they have a little bit of the gloss going on here, but this is more of like a gunmetal look back here compared to everything else. I don't know what they were doing. I think they effed up the paint job. So, it looks great, except for where it looks bad. I'll say 7 with the caveat that you're gonna have to deal with the purple. So with the purple, I'd say 5. Without, I'd say like 8 or 9. So I'm just gonna say 7. Alright, now for accessories, I don't know which ones were on them in the package and whatnot, but you have a good slew of hands, so that's pretty nice. You have the interchangeable helmet, so you have the normal helmet and the battle damage helmet. That looks pretty good. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but it'll definitely be okay. I'm never going to use battle damage anyway. Then you have interchangeable face plates, so you have 3 of those. Basic expressions, but still, they look pretty darn good, though quite weird without the helmet. Very nice. You do get his pistol, of course. Is it just in solid black? It's alright. And you get a muzzle flash, which is fine. You get the interchangeable chest piece, which is also battle damage. That's pretty well done. Doesn't stay on as well as I'd like, but it's okay. Then you get interchangeable thigh pieces for the gun, and that's pretty darn good. I think that's a great spread of accessories for RoboCop. I don't think you need anything else other than a way to remove the damn purple. I'm not going to drop that. And lastly, you get a Mafex display stand, though you probably won't need it for RoboCop. He's not known for his acrobatics, but good spread of accessories. I like that quite a bit. I will say 9 out of 10. Only thing that would make this better, I suppose, would be better interchangeability of like the chest piece, that kind of thing. But pretty solid. Oh, also, he's a little iffy on holding the pistol. The pistol's a little wobbly in the hand there, but it's not too bad. All right, now, articulation. Not RoboCop's best feature in the movie. In action figures, it's even worse. It's a tricky thing to do this guy right in articulation. So let's see how Mafex did. Ball pegs in the neck and head. Not the best range in the world, but I don't think you're going to have any trouble posing him in a way that RoboCop needs to be posed. Is he going to be able to look straight up? No, but he can look up enough. And he can look down. Honestly, guys, just looking at this, it's taking me right back to the movie. Sometimes that happens with a figure. If you've experienced it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It takes you right back to the source material. Some things don't do that because they don't look right. This does. Just moving his head around, it looks just like RoboCop to me. Anyway, sorry. I'm a little bit smitten because I finally found a good RoboCop, even though he's freaking purple. All right, for the shoulder, they just did a big ball peg with a little ball hinge. But it pulls out, so you get better range than you might otherwise get. And that's very, very nice. So you keep it in there and it's nice and tight and looks normal, but you can pop it out. You can raise the arm up a little bit better. And it doesn't look bad. Like, it's not perfectly accurate to the source material, I suppose, but it's definitely good enough. And then same thing down here for the elbow. You don't get any bicep swivel, really. That's unfortunate. You have to do that at the shoulder, so it's pretty limited. Again, it's RoboCop, so it's probably fine. And you get a little bit of rotation down here at the elbow. Well, I guess you can force it and get a little bit more. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so once I used a little bit of force. Oh, it's actually pretty decent. So you get plenty of bicep swivel down there at the elbow. That's cool. Not source accurate, as much as I can remember anyway. But anyway, the elbow joint looks pretty good. Is it perfect? No, it's a little bit ugly, but it does get the job done if you want to pose it, and that is important to me as a guy who wants action figures. I don't want statues, so that's good. Then ball hinges in the wrist. Maybe they could be a little bit bigger to look better, but decent range. What about for the torso? How are we doing there? Well, there's no extension or anything like that, so As far as I can tell, right here there's a cut. You're not going to be able to see it very well because it's very well hidden. I can't see it really. It's right there, and then you have a ball peg down here. So between the two, you have some ball pegs, and I don't think there's any extra tricks or hinges or anything going on, but it's enough. It'll definitely be enough. His torso is quite limited, but it's enough. If you wanted to pose him even a little bit more dramatically than he was in the movie, I think you'll be able to do that, and I think it'll look pretty good doing it. All right, and then for the hips, we have a drop down. Ugh, hate that, but let's see how they function. If you push them all the way up, they look like they're supposed to. If you drop them down, well, going out to the side, obviously when they're up is nothing. When you drop them down, you get a little bit. Not going to look great, but it's there. And then if you leave it up, yeah, you're getting nothing when they're up, basically at all, just a little bit. When you drop them down, you can rotate them up. It does look goofy, but hey, you can do it. And this is a soft piece, sort of, in the crotch, so you can rotate the leg a little bit. It's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, as far as RoboCop figures go, it's probably the best posing of the traditional RoboCop look. I don't know, did they make a traditional Play Art Sky one? I think they did. Or did they only make the new one with Joel Kinnaman? Is that his name? I think that's his name. Yeah, anyway, decent range in the hips, surprisingly good. It mangled the crotch piece, but it should just bounce right back, I'm guessing, with a little bit of heat if necessary. Thigh swivel, basically non-existent. Single jointed knee, 90 degrees, basic, but functional enough. And then for the ankle, this piston is a phony piston, but it like slides in like you would expect. On all RoboCop figures, they have that. So you have not the best range forward and back, but you do get some ankle rocker out of it. I can't tell. Hang on, I gotta look. Okay, so yeah, it is just a ball peg. It is just a ball peg in there sticking up into... There's a ball peg sticking up into the ankle that lets the whole foot wiggle around. So you're not getting a ton of range in any direction, but it's decent. It's there. And it's a ball peg down here too, so the piston won't break too easily. That's good. Then the toe hinge is actually, if you don't look at it from the bottom, which is not a great way of doing it, I wouldn't do it that way, but it actually looks fine on the figure. If you look at it from the side or from the front, it's well placed and it looks okay, so it's not the worst thing in the world. So, the articulation on this guy. I dare say it is the best, well, I don't have to dare. It is the best articulated RoboCop figure I have seen in person. Is it the best out there ever? I don't know. I haven't looked at them all, but it's pretty darn good. And I'm very pleased with that. So I'll give the articulation for RoboCop an 8 out of 10. It's surprisingly good for this chunky fella. Now, it's time for the final verdict on this guy. If you can only get this version, assuming the normal version is plain, I'll have to do some research, and if anybody out there knows, I'm sure some of you do, let me know, because I really, really want a plain one, not a purple one. If you have to settle for this one, is it good enough? I'll start with, because that's my position as of right now. I'm going to say yes. I don't like the purple, I might repaint it, but it's still a damn good RoboCop figure. So in that mindset, I'll give this guy a 7. It is unfortunate that there's purple, but I love everything else about it, so I'm very happy with it. Now, if you can get the plain version and it's the same figure other than the purple, I'd give it like a 9. Assuming that exists, I don't know. I'm guessing it does, because normally they wouldn't say renewal version. They'd say like 1.5 or something like that in my experience, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. But hopefully you get the gist of everything by the end of this review. It's not perfect in the paint department at all, but that head sculpt is gorgeous. The posability is wonderful. There's all kinds of things to like about this figure, so... the rating's a little bit unusual, I know, but now you have some information at least, and I'll put the link down in the description below. If you are keen on this look, at least, you can get it. Man, this is like such a different color than the rest of the figure. What the heck happened there? I might just have to repaint this guy anyway. I don't know. That's a weird, weird look. It'd be easy enough to pop him apart and paint him. Spraying silver, easy. Touching up the black around it, easy. I could do this in like 20 minutes. Once I had everything set up. Anyway, okay, that's it for me. I like it a whole bunch, but there's definitely a few caveats you need to be aware of, but you'll probably still like it. Whatever, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but that's it for me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.